and she is pregnant.
No, but did it feel good though?
No.
Did you just use a soundbite of you asking a woman who was taken against her will if she enjoyed it to imply something about Ethan and Hila? This is the absolute rock bottom. Now, if you've been following this gambling scheme that has been promoted by several YouTubers, there's been quite a bit of backlash to it. People like Jake Paul and RiceGum and Guava Juice and all Reaction Time channels and many channels like that have been shilling for essentially an illegal gambling website. And Colt does not approve. There was a bit of backlash initially last week, and most YouTubers either deleted their videos or just took the criticism in stride, knowing that getting paid $100 or $200 or $300,000 to essentially sell out your young impressionable fans was a decision that they were willing to deal with. And to a certain extent, I actually respect that more than what came out of RiceGum's mouth, which was simply, everybody else did it, so why are people mad at me? Completely ignoring the fact that, no, nobody's mad at just you. They're mad that the product itself is against YouTube's terms of service, is probably illegal and predatory at least. It fits the same criteria for outrage as, say, something like BetterHelp, which people didn't like either because it's predatory. Now, there are people that used the service and liked it, and that's okay. However, people are protective of their viewers, and in a way, the YouTube community polices itself. Over the weekend, there was a bit of back and forth. Even I put out a video, and I admit my videos aren't as exciting as people like RiceGum or other of the new age commentators who use fancy digital cuts and sound effects and emojis and whatever it is the kids are using these days. I'm just a guy with a cat in my basement trying to stream consciousness into a microphone and be as honest and upright and upfront as I can. Now, I've criticized Ethan and Hila in the past justly, I believe, with things like their mobile app and their, in my opinion, abandonment of their fan base because of demonetization and reliance on a podcast, which was not very exciting, at least for me. That doesn't mean just because you critique somebody doesn't mean you can't also defend them. That's the point. Let me give you a real world example. A lot of people think because I've made videos critiquing Angry Joe's opinion on Angry Joe's opinion at time and again with issues with politics and gaming and things like that, that I must dislike him. That's couldn't be further from the truth. I really like his content. I look forward to all of his uploads, and we do talk occasionally in direct messages, although given the camp he hangs out with, I'm not sure he could ever admit that publicly. You can have a disagreement with somebody and not hate them. That's what being an adult is about. This video, I really thought, and I really hope that H3H3 does not make a response to this disgusting low blow by failing YouTuber RiceGum. This is literally the picture of what desperation looks like. And I thought long and hard about even making a video myself about it. But then I thought, you know what would be better is to make the video and just welcome RiceGum subscribers in. You know, I want to turn as many RiceGum fans who are watching this unfold into the quartering fans. Maybe you like video games. Maybe you like bearded gentlemen that shoot videos in their basement. Maybe just, I want to give you a new place to hang out and watch your video content. So before I get into that, welcome RiceGum former subscribers. I appreciate you.
I'm really trying to think. I'm not a therapist or anything, and this is like towards the end of the video, so a lot of people might not even see this, so I'm just going to say how it is.
Don't you think it says something about your content that just 3 or 4 minutes into a barely 6-minute video, you already assume most people have already tuned out? That's got to be rough, dude. Maybe add some more emojis and give some more Amazon gift cards away. Maybe that'll help.
I think this fool is depressed or whatever because his girl be just so whack. Like, I'm sorry, someone has to say it, but like every time his girl is in a video, bro, it's just crickets.
That's right. The savage RiceGum, instead of attacking people's ideas or their opinions about him, chooses to simply not even attack the man who he feels insulted by, but to instead go after Ethan Klein's pregnant wife, Hila Klein, saying she's whack.
So I'll just walk into the house and
look through their shit and find guns.
Monotone Monica over here. Nah, I'm just kidding. I don't know her name, but like for real.
Now, critique coming from a man who's literally done nothing in his life, on somebody who's served the military, somebody who has lived in several different countries, who does a lot to raise money for charity, and the second half of H3H3 Productions. I noticed that you, RiceGum, like to do this little thing where you pretend that you don't know who it is, but we all know you're lying. You do this thing where you're like, I don't know, this guy, but you know who Hila Klein is. Of course you do. Just like I, who has never seen one of your videos before this week, knew who you were. So enough with the act, dude. Nobody's buying it.
She's just so boring, bro. And maybe you're just bored of her.
Imagine having to use nonstop jump cut sound effects, camera angles, and overlays to keep your audience interested in just a 5-minute video. And then tell me who's boring. Also, let's see how this is working out for you, RiceGum. See, we're going to just take a look at how this little battle is going. Now, you and I, we don't share any subscribers, so I'm unlikely to gain or lose any. Although, former RiceGum subscribers, welcome aboard. Let's see. Let's see what happens when you attack his wife. You lose 3,000 subscribers yesterday, 1,200 on Saturday. You're heading well into 3,000 today, and certainly if Ethan replies to you, you might have your biggest single day loss ever. Well, look at that. You're fighting back a little bit. I'm proud of you, bud. Well, let's see how it's working out for H3H3 Productions. Let's see. Plus 10,000 on Friday, plus 10,000 on Saturday, 11,000, 11,000, 8,000, and 2,600 today. So it looks like maybe your desperation move, yes, you're going to get views, right? This is it, though. You're burning out all your goodwill. You're going to go down swinging at a pregnant fupa queen. Is that how you want it? This is how your career is going to end, RiceGum? I mean, I guess it's a fitting end for a complete loser like you.
Just like surround with some high energy girls, because like you probably can. I mean, you got the money and the clout, right? At the end of the day. Anyway.
This might be the most hilarious and shallow bit of advice I've ever heard. Your advice to Ethan is, man, you have money and a few YouTube subscribers. That's all it takes to be happy. You know what you really need is to surround yourself with some shallow hoes like I do.
If he makes another video, then I might have to hit the studio. But as of right now, I think we good.
That's right. Maybe you should hit the studio, because I heard your ghostwriter could use a little more work. And look, who doesn't love a cringe-tastic YouTube wannabe musician music video?
And she is pregnant.
No, but did it feel good though?
No.
Did you just use a soundbite of you asking a woman who was taken against her will if she enjoyed it to imply something about Ethan and Hila? This is the absolute rock bottom. And look, I sympathize with you. I couldn't begin to imagine what it feels like, the feeling of absolute dread you must have every night when you go to bed, knowing that you've squandered the millions of dollars that you lucked into here on YouTube. But where I'm from, all right, you don't insult another man's woman. You don't insult another woman's husband, say, if you're two ladies arguing. Your beef is between you and, in this case, Ethan, really only because you think you can gain clout by arguing with him. There are hundreds or thousands of videos pointing out your hypocrisies and your many, many, many cataloged absolute boneheaded decisions here on YouTube that have undoubtedly led in some small degree to your lucking out in fame. But a man who has 10 million subscribers and literally nothing interesting to say is not interesting anymore. You had your time in the sun. It's going away. And this is what the death throes look like. This is what I mean when I say desperation is a stinky cologne. And look, I know you're not smart enough to address any of the critiques against you. I know that. I know that you have some sort of image to keep up. What that image is, I'm not entirely sure. Some sort of fake Valley girl. I'm not sure what your brand is. It's spending other people's money, but look, you're not relevant anymore. You haven't changed your content in a very long time, and you rode the wave as long as you could. If I were you, if I could offer you any advice, is it would be to enjoy the time you have left before you go the way of many boneheaded, vapid creators before you. Put some money in the bank and build a business, build something, do something about it. Actually go out and be interesting, because this whole hype beast, I'm cool thing because I just say I'm cool that worked for Paris Hilton 15, 20 years ago. I mean, what are you even doing? Go do something with your life.